जी महाराज।
ओके। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवती उत्तम श्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, first chapter and text number 16. एतत् कंसाय भगवान्
एतत् कंसाय भगवान्
च संसाभ्यत्या नारदा
प्रशंसाभ्येत्य नारदः भूमेर्भारायमाणानां
दैत्यानां च वधोद्यमम्
दैत्यानां च वधोद्यमम्.
Translation. Once the great saint Narada approached Kamsa and informed him of how the demoniac persons who were a great burden on the earth were going to be killed. Thus Kamsa was placed in great fear and doubt. Please repeat. Once the great saint Narada approached Kamsa and informed him of how the demoniac persons who were a great burden on the earth were going to be killed. Thus Kamsa was placed into great fear and doubt. Purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. It has already been discussed that Mother Earth implored Lord Brahma to give her relief from the desires created by the burdensome demons, and that Lord Brahma informed her that Lord Krishna himself was going to appear. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there is a burden created by the demons, and whenever the innocent devotees are distressed by the demoniac rulers, the Lord appears in due course of time to kill the demons with the assistance of His real representatives, who are technically called demigods. In the Upanishads, it is stated that the demigods are different parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is the duty of the parts of the body to serve the whole, it is the duty of Krishna's devotees to serve Krishna as he wants. Krishna's business is to kill the demons, and therefore this should be a devotee's business also. Because the people of Kali Yuga are fallen, however, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of kindness for them, did not bring any weapon to kill them. Rather, by spreading Krishna consciousness, love of Krishna, he wanted to kill their nefarious demonic activities. This is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. Unless the demonic activities on the surface of the world are diminished or vanquished, no one can be happy. The program for the conditioned soul is fully described in Bhagavad Gita, and one simply has to follow these instructions to become happy. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore prescribed Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva Gatiranyatha. Let people chant the Hare Krishna mantra constantly, then their demoniac tendencies will be killed and they will become first class devotees, happy in this life and in the next. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarupa Damodara Swaminiti Namine Nama Sadbhakta Manaye Manipurudbhavaya Cha Prabhupada Sadvani Prachara Niratayate Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Guru Maharaj Srila Shripad Ki Jai Ho. Etat Kamsaya Bhagavan Chasam Sabhyetya Narada Bhumer Bharayamananam Daityanam Cha Vadodyamam. Once the great saint Narada approached Kamsa and informed him of how the demonic persons who were a great burden on the earth were going to be killed, thus Kamsa was placed into great fear and doubt. So, here Narada Muni has informed Kamsa about the activities of the Lord, how the demonic persons who were a great burden on the earth were going to be killed. So this is known among the demigods, because demigods headed by Lord Brahma went to the Lord Vishnu on the request of the Mother Earth to relieve her of the burden of the demoniac people. So, demoniac people, what are the qualities of demoniac people? This is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Demoniac people are mostly disobedient of the the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They revolt against the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if one can revolt against the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. God is the last person to revolt against. So they are called Baddha Jivas. And among the Baddha Jivas, out of many births, the Jiva realizes that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. And they try to change their nature by cultivating devotional service. They become devotees, divine, in due course of time, traveling through the different species of life and experiencing the demonic nature, results of the demonic nature, right? In the species other than the human life. It is very demoniac, most of them. That the living entity is being eaten alive. Right? What could be more demoniac than to eat other living being when they are alive? Or to kill them for eating in the human society also. So in that way, Bahunam Janmanamante, by experiencing the demoniac behavior from other people, the living entity undergoes turbulence. Of course, the living entity also perpetuates turbulence, but it also experiences turbulence. The living entity eats other beings alive. At the same time, the same living being is also eaten alive by other beings. So in this way, the living entity understands the pain of devouring other beings. Not only eating, capturing other beings' residences, capturing other beings' food, capturing other beings' spouses, capturing the areas and becoming the leader. These are there in animal kingdom also. So in this way, committing sinful activities which will give great pain to other beings. The demonic species try to be happy, demonic beings. And because such beings are born among the demoniac people, they experience the same thing that they perpetuate on the others. So therefore, they learn every life what great pain one undergoes when is perpetuated to demoniac activities. So when one comes to human form of life, one tries to analyze the experience of other beings suffering due to his own experience in the past lives. He acquires a certain nature, and the nature remains consciousness. The only thing that we carry from this life to next is our consciousness. Consciousness is the only thing that we carry from this life to next life. So therefore, by traversing so many species of life, when one comes to human form of life, many of us realize that how it pains others to give them suffering. So therefore, try to restrain. So this is divine qualities, trying to be divine. Tolerance is one of the divine qualities. No? In the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, there are divine and demoniac qualities. Abhayam. Abhayam sattva samsuddhir. Gnana yoga vyavastiti. Danam tamascha yagnascha. Swadhyayas tapah arjavam. Ahimsa satyam akrodhas. Tyaga shantir apaishunam. Daya bhuteshva aloluptvam. Madhavam hrir achapalam. Teja kshama dhriti saucham. Adroho nati manita. Bhavanti sampadam daivim. Abhijatasya bharata. So these are the divine qualities. What are these? Abhayam, fearlessness. Sattva samsuddhi, purification of one's existence. So it is a divine quality to endeavor, to purify one's existence. One may not be fully pure, but if one is serious to rectify his impurities, that is also a divine quality. Because such a person very soon will be on completely purified state. So in such a person who is endeavoring to correct his mistakes sincerely, he should be regarded also as sadhuryeva samantavyaha. Samyam vyavastito hisa. Being properly situated. So, we all have some impurities, but we should sincerely try to overcome them. Not ignore them, being complacent. Oh, it is okay, everybody does it. It is not possible. Other grihasthas also does it, other brahmacharis does it, other sannyasis does it. So, this complacency should be avoided. No, it is not okay. I must come out of it and I should take practical steps. That is sadhana. That is sattva samsuddhi, purification of one's existence. Then we become divine, even with some faults, because we are not okay with those qualities. We are trying to rectify those qualities. So this should be the endeavor. So here Kamsa is not trying to rectify his faults. That is the nature of demoniac nature. Rather, he is trying to kill whoever is going to cause harm to oneself. Sattva samsuddhi, gnana yoga vyavastitaha. Cultivation of spiritual knowledge. One should try to cultivate spiritual knowledge, try to learn and explain the same to others. So therefore, every day there should be swadhyaya. Gnana vyavastha is trying to cultivate knowledge. Eager to cultivate knowledge about Krishna's consciousness. Then dhanam, charity. One should give charity whatever one gets. One should share it, not keep everything for oneself. Whatever little, whatever we get 1 rupee also, share 25 paisa. You get 10,000 also, share 2,500. You get 1 lakh also, 25,000. You get 1 crore, share 25 lakhs. So this dana should be there, it is a constant thing. We should not keep everything that we get to ourselves. Damaha, controlling the mind. Mind goes here and there. Desire things which are not prescribed for devotional service. Try to control it. Yajna, performance of sacrifice. Yajna sankirtana praya yajanti sumedasa. So we should chant our rounds and do sankirtan along with the devotees and spread scientific knowledge of Krishna consciousness. Scientific knowledge should be engaged in spreading the Krishna consciousness. That is also Hari Kirtana. Yajna Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Sumejaha. So therefore our Sankirtan is the greatest yajna. Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. So we should spread this Sankirtana. Japa, Sankirtan, both are same. Swadhyaya, study of Vedic literature. Every day we should read books of Prabhupada, books of Sripad, and study Vedic literatures and literature in pursuance of the Vedic versions. So we are reading every day Bhagavatam. So this is one of the divine qualities. But it is only one of the 26 qualities. So if we daily do Bhagavatam class, we are 1 by 26. Means 4% divine. So each one of these qualities contribute 4% divinity. And many of them are connected to each other. So if we are keeping everything that we are getting, not doing dana, using everything for ourselves, myself, then I am 4% demoniac. If I am not trying to purify my existence, plus 4%, 8% demoniac. Tapaha, austerity. So we should follow our fasting days. And that is one type of tapasya. But real tapasya is in following the orders of the spiritual master. Many difficulties one should tolerate. Similarly, there are many unpleasant situations. In executing those orders, should also tolerate. That is also tapasya. So if we are doing that, then 4% divine. If we are not doing, 4% demoniac. Arjavam, simplicity. We should not unnecessarily show up. Simplicity has many versions. One is to accept only those things that are required. Not to have too many clothes, not to have too expensive clothes, not to buy gadgets unnecessarily, and spend too much money for the gadgets, like iPhone. Especially those who are in the monks, try to use, not unnecessarily spend money. If the job can be done with less money with something, a monk should be careful not to use unnecessary hi-fi gadgets. because we are living at the money hard earned by other devotees who are supporting this movement. Even otherwise, even if you are doing something, the monks' ashram demands that one remain simple. Monks' ashram is to set example for others. For that matter, even devotional life, in devotee. So, the devotee thinks that I can spend this money, less money, and remaining money I can use for Krishna's service, or I can help other devotees, or I can buy one more phone for other devotee. So expensive things. Unless if that gadget's quality is really critical for one's service, or if somebody voluntarily comes and donates something to us, we should not ask, oh, give me one iPhone, give me one that expensive laptop, or give me some luxury items. Even when somebody donates, we should be careful. But we ourselves should not go into those things, because everyone is observing. So if something is really necessary, then it is fine. Or if it is the same price range, we should go to them. Otherwise, you save the money and spend for something else. So this is simplicity. So what is next? Yajna, performance sacrifice, swadhyaya, tapa, austerity, arjavam, simplicity, ahimsa, non-violence. So non-violence is very important. Non-violence is body hurting physically somebody, hurting somebody through words, hurting somebody through actions. So we should be always careful that our actions and our words doesn't cause inconvenience to others. This is the nature of a sadhu. Sadhu thinks that his actions won't cause problem to others. Satyam, truthfulness. So one should be truthful to the devotees and in general, one should be truthful. Unless it has some really great importance. Akrodha, freedom from anger. You can see how many times we are getting anger. Anger sometimes we express, sometimes we don't express. Inside only we will be boiling. So we should see how far we have become freedom from anger. Tyaga, renunciation. So anything that is not convenient to, not useful for us to be divine, we should renunciate. Generally what happens in the name of Krishna consciousness, Yukta Vairagya, we acquire everything in the name of Yukta Vairagya, in the name of Krishna. If it is done really in the spirit of Yukta Vairagya, it will be tested when it is taken away. If somebody is trying to take away. So, Tyaga, renunciation, should renounce whatever is not conducive to Krishna consciousness. Shanti, tranquility. Try to maintain tranquility. There are many provocations, disturbances. Try to maintain equanimity. Apayashunam, aversion to fault. Not try to show the faults of others. So that is the nature of demoniac. Those who are divine, they introspect themselves. what are their shortcomings, what they could have done to avoid it in this way. Daya, if somebody does some mistake also, should be shown mercy. Unless one is a great threat for the large community, large interest. Bhuteshu, towards all living entities. Aloluptvam, freedom from greed. Daya sarva bhuteshu, daya bhuteshu. We have to be kindness to the other beings, other living animals. Yeah, not general daya. Is daya bhuteshu. Freedom from greed. So this is one of the great things, greed. Greed and dhanam, they are related, no? One who is greedy, he collects, but he doesn't give. So, those who are collectors of money, they should be very careful. Money, collector of people. It's greed. Greed is very, as soon as you possess some money, people, or some opulence, greed shows up, which is inside. Mardavam, gentleness. One should be very gentle in one's dealings, not be harsh. Modesty. One should not toot his own horn, One should not boast himself. Opposite is damba. That is a demoniac qualities. Achapalam, determination. So, our Upadeshamrita also says, Dhairyat Nichayat, determination. Tejaha, vigor, there should be enthusiasm all the time. One should not be let down. Kshama, forgiveness. Dhriti, fortitude. Sauchyam, cleanliness. Adroha, freedom from envy. Droha. Droha is enviousness, also means cheating, betrayal. So, it's one of the very important things. We should not betray somebody who has kept his trust in us. So, if some shows droha, betrayal, one should be careful. Maintain distance. Atimanita, expectation of honor. Always looking for others to glorify oneself. And getting upset if one is not glorified. Sometimes people forget to mention our name, what we have done, so then we get upset. That should not be the case. They are sampadim, qualities of daivim. What are demonic qualities? Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, ignorance. Damba, darpa, abhimanascha, krodha, paurisham evacha, agnanam chabhijatasya, pardha, sampadam asurim. So those who are demoniac, they are very proud of themselves. They imagine themselves more than what they are. So they become arrogant. And they also conceit. Cheating. Same what we have discussed. Adroha means they do droha. Abhimana. Anger, they show anger if they don't get what they want. So, these are the nature of demoniac natures. Many people come to us ask for different things. We go to also people to ask some things. So when you are asking something, you should be prepared that you will get no. If you cannot tolerate no from the person, please don't ask. Yeah? So that is important. Anger, harshness, ignorance, conceit. So the nature of demonic people is that they conceit because they cannot control their mind, their greed. No? And so here, our Kamsa has promised that he will kill, I think he's saying to take his first child, but he will not be able to maintain his words. He cannot keep his words. The initial symptoms of a demonic person that come to us is that the demonic person doesn't keep his words. He makes some agreement, they give some word, they give some promise, but they don't stick to it. That is a first indication of a demonic person, a conceit or betrayal. So same thing we see here in the name of Kamsa. He killed all the eighth child is supposed to kill him, but his mind is so carried away that he kills all of them before, because he has a doubt, he's getting doubt. Because the demonic persons being Durasaya Bahiraddina, they have Durasha towards the external things, external appliances, material appliances. They have Durasha. Durasha means desiring more than one's quota, qualification and capacity. We have to see what is our quota. We have to see what is our qualification. We should also see what is our capacity. So, being Durashayad Bahiraddana, they have Durasha towards external things, so therefore they become demoniac. Lust, anger, greed. Because of greed, because of lust, they become greedy. And because of not fulfilling those desires, one gets anger. So then, what happens? Then Krishna comes to Vinasaya Dushkritam. These demonic nature people, ultimately they land up with the divine people. They pick up quarrel sooner or later with the divine people. Because divine people naturally they are respected by the people in general, because of their serene divine qualities. So a demonic person cannot tolerate this. Damba, he thinks he is the best. The demonic person, he thinks he is the best. So he does advertise that I am the best. But when he sees people are appreciating somebody better than him, he cannot tolerate. So because of his Dhamma nature of Dhamma, Abhimanas, Dhamma, Darpa, Abhimanas. Damba, Darpa. Darpa is arrogance, Abhimana, conceit, the cheat. So, the demonic people inadvertently they pick up Virod or quarrel or enmity with the divine people. So that's what happens. If we don't control our divine qualities, if we don't control our demonic qualities, what will happen? We develop enmity with the divine people, more divine people than us. Right? If we don't control our demonic qualities, what happens? We develop this enmity with the divine people, or those who are more divine than us. We are 4% divine, right? Every day we are in Bhagavatam, so 4% divine. Then we pick up enmity or quarrel with a person who is 90% divine, 100% divine. Because one who is divine, they are under the Daivim Prakriti Ashritaha. They are under the jurisdiction of the divine nature, Yoga Maya. So therefore, whatever they desire, whatever they want to do, because it is their divine intention, the Yoga Maya helps them. Daivim Prakriti Ashrita. So therefore, naturally, they become prominent and in different ways. Maybe in money, or maybe in people, or maybe in their reputation as being a pure person, divine person. This the demonic person cannot tolerate. A demonic person in us. It hurts our damba, our pride. So, we inadvertently pick up enmity with the more divine, more advanced devotees. And that is the greatest danger on the path of devotional service. We are doing bhakti, sadhana bhakti. What is the greatest danger? To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for the propagation of the holy name. Somebody may think I am also dedicated fully, but outwardly dedicated, but have dedicated our mind, dedicated our truly engaging. Are we free from enviousness? Are we free from competition? We can always see who is more pure than us. And instead of picking up quarrel with them, instead of picking up enmity, we should make friendship and try to be obedient to them. It may not be like a disciple, but at the same time, when two people are together, there will be some opinion of differences. Then one person has to listen to another person. And who should listen to whom? That we should see that, okay, this person is more advanced than me. Let me listen to him. Let me accept his version. Let him be more glorified. So in this way, we become purified, because then we get the association of such pure person than us. So that is also a quality of divine and demoniac difference. The divine person, he try to associate with more advanced person so that he get purified. Samsiddhim, right? Sattva samsiddhi is trying to purify his existence. So therefore, he try to associate with the more advanced person. Associating with the more advanced person means accepting the subordinate position. Not in a hard way that one may become a servant or like that, but try to control our desires, to let their desires. because they are more advanced, they are more divine. That way our friendship remains and we get association and we get benefited. Otherwise what happens? We associate with the people who are not so advanced than us. So therefore, why? Because it is easy to dominate. When you associate with the less advanced people or those who regard you as advanced, what happens? Because they are trying to associate with the advanced person and take guidance, they accept one's leadership or one's superiority, and they try to be obedient. That is good for them. But for one who is leading, one has to also follow similarly more advanced than him, where he becomes obedient. So when one is one demoniac, one tries to associate only with the less advanced, so that his damba, darpa, abhimana, they all are safe. So this is also a kind of demonic nature in us. But if we are divine, then we try to follow those who are more advanced. They may be junior to us, they may be smaller than us, but we can see. If we are looking for somebody who is more advanced than us, we will see. We see what we are looking for. So that is also divine nature. So one who is demonic nature, the first symptoms of a demonic person, of demonic nature, whom we have to be careful, though he is in the dress of the devotee, is that pride. He tried to spread his glories, arrogant. The most important is conceit, betrayal. They don't keep their words. The betrayal, they break the agreements. This is the first symptom of first symptom that show up to us of a demonic person. So such demonic persons will be removed by Krishna in due course of time. These great demons, they will be removed from the earth, and the demonic persons in unwanted places, Krishna will remove them from that places. So whenever we pick up enmity with more advanced person, we should remember that Krishna may remove us from this position. Situation may come up that Krishna may remove from that situation. In different ways, he may be physically removed, some disease, become incapacitated, or may leave body, or may go to another place. Something may happen. So therefore, instead of picking quarrel with the more advanced devotee, one should accept their version, so that for what we should accept, so that we get their association to advance our devotional life. We have taken Diksha and then we got pure devotee Sripad and it is done and dusted. No, it is not like that. That is only beginning. It is only by Gurudev's blessings that we come in contact with more advanced devotee and who are in line with Gurudev, who are serving Gurudev, so that we can work together. Working together means one has to sacrifice. One has to sacrifice. So who has to sacrifice? That is internal. We have to think. But the demonic person problem is that he thinks he is more advanced, when he is not. One has to see the surrender. One has to see what is the priority of the person. How we know who is more advanced? We see what is the priority of the person in his life. What is more priority? What is most priority for the person? Not very difficult. Of course, internally we cannot see everything, but externally also we can see some of the symptoms, what is the most important priority in one's life. So in this way, we remain divine. And Krishna likes to, instead of removing such persons from that place, Krishna likes to be with them. Krishna likes those persons who are not very advanced, but regards the advanced people and take their guidance and humble and be obedient and subordinate than the more advanced person who is disobedient to his superiors. Yeah, so therefore we should be very careful. Divine, what is divine and what is demoniac, we should contemplate our actions, our mind, and not get discouraged. We should not get discouraged that something we are unable to do, but we should make endeavor, constant endeavor. Right? Arjuna says it is not possible. Oh, I cannot do it. It is more easy to control the wind. What Krishna says, Abhyasa yoga iktena. Abhyas. We have to do abhyas. We have to start abhyas on the body level. Right? We maybe speak something bad, but at least we should stop physically doing something. That is the first step. Second step is that something may come to our mind, but we will not even speak it out. We try to keep it at the level of mind. And final step is that, final abhyas is that not even think in that way. Manasa vacha karmana, our abhyas should be reverse. Karmana, manasa, gira. Karmana, manasa and from body, mind, body, words and mind. So abhyasa should be like that. First, on physical level we should restrain. Then control the speech about the same thing. And then control the mind. So that should be the constant business of a practicing devotee. So then we make progress. Otherwise we have a danger that we inadvertently pick up quarrel with an advanced devotee, and that is the end of our devotional journey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So any questions, please come forward.
Dandot Pranam Maharaj, thank you for the class.
Prabhuji.
Like in the Bhagavatam, it was said that Kamsa initially didn't kill the first child. He asked Vasudevji to take it away. But Narad Muni then willingly tried to manipulate her. So, like, he's showing mercy to the first child. So, but then because the demigods wanted Krishna to arrive early. So how can we justify, like, he's a demon, but at the same time he's showing mercy to the first child? But this is one question.
Yeah, very good question. To understand this, we can look into the history of Mother Ganga. Right? Ganga married Maharaj, no? Which Maharaj? Shantanu? Shantanu Maharaj?
Yes, Maharaj, Shantanu.
Yeah. When she marries, she put a condition that whatever I do, you will not ask a question. You will not question me. Right? Do you know this story? Prabhuji?
Yes, Maharaj.
Then, as soon as a child is born, she takes the child and puts in the river, Ganga. And the child is dead. Santanu Maharaj tolerates. And finally he asks, why are you killing all our children and putting them in the river? And so then Ganga explains that these are actually from the Devaloka. They got cursed to be born as a human beings, Manushya. But they don't want to live like a human being for long. Therefore, they come to Mother Ganga and pray to her that we will be born to you, and as soon as we are born, we please kill us, put us in Ganga. So, that is the greatest favor they requested Mother Ganga, because they don't want to live a life of a human being. So that is the reason Ganga is doing. So, but apparently, if you see from outside, what kind of cruel mother, that as soon as the baby is born, she's killing them. Who could be more cruel than killing her own child? So, but then Ganga says that, but since you have questioned me, then our agreement is over. So, Ganga ends marriage. Not ends marriage, she leaves him. So, similarly, here also, from outside, from Narada Muni telling to Kamsa to do these things, it may look like very cruel thing or this one, but we are very ignorant what is happening behind the scenes. Just like in this Ganga's episode. Right? So, Narada Muni is using Kamsa for such a thing, because being demoniac, he will do such abominable things. In case of Ganga, she is divine, so therefore to help the divine people, she is doing something people consider it as very abominable. So she is ready to take even the insult for the sake of helping others. So that is the divine nature of Ganga. But in the case of Kamsa, in order to help himself, he is ready to kill others. That is his nature. So that is Narada Muni, being a transcendental person, he is using that nature so that these children are also something, could be like that. So Narada Muni is achieving two things at the same time. That on one hand, these children are being helped similar to what Ganga is doing. Probably that's what means possibility. At the same time also, because he is doing it not to help them but to save himself, so it becomes a demonic activity. So therefore, Krishna can also come soon, or it's justified for Krishna to come. So, as the scripture says, that it is very difficult to understand a pure devotee from the actions, because they have higher purpose to be fulfilled. That also not for their own purpose, that is to help everybody only. Even in this case, like Ganga, children, she is helping them to regain their position in the Devaloka. Because they are cursed to take birth, but they are not cursed how long they should live. So therefore, they are using that loophole in the curse to go to the heavenly planets. So in the similar way, Narada Muni, there could be, we don't know the higher plan, why these things are being done by Narada Muni, because otherwise we cannot doubt Narada Muni, because Narada Muni is beyond doubt. Even the demoniac people don't doubt Narada Muni. Narada Muni is such a great pure devotee, selfless person, that even the demoniac people don't doubt him. Such is the nature of Narada Muni. He is a pure devotee. Manasa Putra of Lord Brahma. Okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Maharaj, Hare Krishna, that was Pranam.
That pranam. Close for today and meet tomorrow class. पांचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai.
शिला श्रीपाद की जय। जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Hari Hari Bol. His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Vrajpati Maharaj ki jai ho.